It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You are just in time because earlier on the show we spoke about the concept of goal setting, and one thing that is bound to be on so many people's list, including my own, is getting fit. And as daunting as the thought of stepping into the gym might be, seeing all of those machines and not knowing where to even begin, fear not, because this is where Expresso comes with all the advice you need. Uncover the secrets to a healthier you with our panel of experts. We have fitness instructor and no stranger to your feel-good breakfast show, Donne Marines, owner of Gym Romance, and personal trainer Lauren Kate, as well as professional yoga instructor Tammy de Poolpop. Great to have you here.
Thanks.
How are we doing, firstly, ladies?
Good, thank
Ready
you.
for this new year? I'm sure you've got lots of clients already saying, hello, I need to play catch up, and it was a crazy December. But I want to dive into firstly getting to know more about the three of you before we even get into this conversation. What are some of the goals that you have and some of the intentions you've set for this year?
So I'll jump in first.
Yeah.
So mine this year, I just want to be happy, do everything with a full heart, because I feel like 2023 was a tough year for everyone, and there's been a lot of light shined on mental health, and so I want to focus on that and just like be positive and happy. Do
I like
everything
that. I'm going to add a little bit of that to my resolution. You don't mind steal some of that.
For you, Lauren?
For me, I actually have quite some big goals. Like I'd like to run some ultra marathons.
Okay.
Nice.
But mostly just to be a better leader to my clients, be a better coach, and like Danae said, like have a positive mindset and a positive approach to all those goals going forward.
I love that one, yeah.
Awesome. For me, I'm definitely going to touch on what Danae said in terms of mental health. It's such a big topic and such a taboo topic sometimes, and I think it's so important that we just shed more light on that. We're all normal, we're all humans, we're all going through stuff, and I think 2023 was a very intense, anxious year. So just my focus is just purely on calmness, mindfulness, and woosah.
We'll all do with some of that.
Definitely. Well, we have a lot of viewers watching now, and it's on their list to get fit. Some, like myself, who've done the journey, and now you have to start again. It is very difficult to restart. But perhaps, Donne, you can start off for us by giving beginners and people that have to start again the basic principles they need to make sure they see this through and it doesn't lose momentum going into the year.
So working in this industry, I've learned, because I've worked with so many people, and a lot of people, it's like a cycle. The same thing happens. They start, they do the most, it doesn't last, and then they stop. And then they start again, they do the most, it doesn't last. So my advice is always to be realistic when you are setting a goal for yourself. You know your life, you know your schedule, you know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So try and start small, baby steps. Don't want to climb the whole mountain in one day. Like try and do a little bit and then add on to that little bit until you've built a routine that works for you. That would be my advice.
Well, how do you think taking advice like this works when it comes to actually implementing it? Because it's one thing having these goals, right? But it's another thing actually actioning it. What's a good idea, or how do we make sure that we can actually align with the goals we've set and actually make them come to fruition?
So I would say there's two things. Number one is know your why. Why are you doing this? And it should be something really important, something that you can hold on to, so that every time it's tough, you're like, okay, well, I want to be, a better parent, or I want to, be able to have more energy, or I want to feel more mindful. So having a strong why. Number two is just a practical tip, is when you're adding something new to your life, think about something you already have in your life that you can add to it. So for instance, like if you want to start meditating, stack it with something like, after I shower, I'm going to meditate. Or after breakfast, I'm going to be able to do this thing. So if you have something that you already routinely do, it's so much easier to add a new thing to a current routine.
As opposed to like changing your whole routine and life to make this one goal happen. Kind of makes sense. That's efficiency. I like that.
Definitely. This is a question I'm going to ask you, Tammy, but if any of the other ladies want to jump in, feel free to do that, because I think nutrition also plays a very big part in us achieving our goals, especially if your goal is fat loss or weight loss in that regard. Tammy, calories in, calories out. Do you calorie count, or what is your approach?
So for myself, I don't, but not for any specific reason. I guess I just focus on, for me, it's about eating healthy and balanced. I think the most important for me is balance, because you know, I don't want to deprive myself of something. I think it's important to just make sure it's balanced and have little bits of everything.
I agree.
I would imagine with all these fitness goals that we do have, nutrition is important, right?
Yes.
And not to get too specific, but like I come from this world where I used to count macros, micronutrients, etc. I know there's importance in that, but it's not so much placing the importance on those finer details, but like you said, having that balance. So when it comes to things like fat, carbs, protein, in this world of 2024, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Does it still have its place? And how does nutrition in its entirety assist us in achieving some of the bigger goals, maybe?
I think, sorry.
Yeah, go
I think that there's a lot of pressure put on what we eat, and I think that is scary. So a lot of people are like, I'm going to do this diet. And I think that's mistake number one, is that you're looking at this as a diet, which means that you're not doing it for a long time. It's not sustainable. The way you eat is part of your lifestyle. So just like your exercise, it adapts into your life, not the other way around. And your food should be exactly the same, because the way you approach it, it determines your relationship with food. And food is fuel.
That's so true, and very true.
So-
Like often in those diets, you end the diet, and then what?
Exactly.
What happens now? Because what I
Exactly.
did was not sustainable for the entire year. So
Exactly.
where am I left after
Yeah.
all of this? Okay, all right. This
Yeah.
is adding up. I hope you're paying attention, Zanzi, because clearly, by the look and the glow that's coming from this panel right now, there's something going right here. And I love how you set your intentions and these goals, because there's practicality to this. Really nice stuff.
Definitely. Now, we all know life happens. Lauren, I'm going to ask you this
Yes,
question.
yeah.
What motivation do you give someone that, you know, they've tried everything, they've been realistic with their goals, but life happens, they couldn't get to the gym and they just feel so demoted and demotivated? And how can we get them back and encourage them to keep going and be consistent?
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
And I often say to my clients, you're punishing yourself like twofold. You're looking back in the past and you're saying, why didn't I do this? No, no, no. And you're so upset that it's not enabling you to move forward. So just have a little bit of some forgiveness and like mindfully be aware that like, life's hard. And put that aside and just focus on today and the present goal. You can only take one day at a time, one step at a time. And you're going to feel so much better just once you start.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Donna, Lauren, Tammy, thank you so much. I wish we could just sit here for the entire year and discuss this, because, like you said, it can sometimes seem so overwhelming. But I think what I'm taking from this is balance, enjoyment, and make sure it
Yes.
fits the lifestyle. And I think
Yeah.
for you, Mzansi, you don't have to take over the world in January, but you do need to take a step forward. And if you just pay attention to any of these little bits of advice, I think you're already winning. So start off slow. Make it something that you can enjoy. Find the passion in your movement, and don't be too overwhelmed by the diet. Just make sure that you have balance. That's the key. I love that.